we'll get started. The first thing we're going to do is show you some of the things we do in grammar. I love our Shirley Grammar program, and I feel like the scholars enjoy it. What? First thing we're going to do is we're going to do some jingles. So scholars, stand, put your chairs in. Are you ready? Now remember, we don't have to shout, we all just need to sentence.
Sentence is complete. When 5 simple rules it meets. It has a subject, and a verb. It makes sense with every word. Add a capital letter, and an end mark. Now we're finished, and aren't we smart? Now our sentence has all its parts. Remember, subject, verb, complete sense. Capital letter and an end mark too. That's what a sentence is all about. Verb shows action, there's no doubt. It tells what the subject does like sing and shout. Action verbs are fun to do. Now it's time to name a few. So clap your hands and join our rhyme. Say those verbs in record time. Wiggle, jiggle, turn around. Raise your arms and stomp the ground. Shake your finger and wink your eye. Wave those action verbs goodbye.
I appreciate you doing that before. An adjective modifies a noun
Or pronoun. An adjective asks what kind, which one, how many.
To
Find an adjective, go, ask, get. Where do I go to? A noun or pronoun. What do I ask? What kind, which one, how many.
What do I get?
An adjective. That's what?
A what? Adjective, yes. Different questions for the adverb. We'll do one more. There are
7 subject pronouns that are easy as can be. I and
Whoa!
I and we, he and she, it and they and you.
The other one, we have to do it now. There are 7 possessive pronouns that are easy as can be.
My and our, his and her, its and their and your.
Please have a seat, and I would like you to take out the sheet that I passed out to you. We are just going to get a tiny example of what it is likely to do the columns in Reading Mastery. Now, I taught Reading Mastery 2. My scholars will be going to Reading Mastery 3, and then the other 2 classes, Mrs. Hanson's and Mrs. Lamori's reading classes, will be going into reading novels next year. Okay? So all of them this year had columns no matter what color their book was, whether it was the green book or the blue book. So I need everybody's paper flat on the desk, and you're going to show your parents what it means to be tracking with your finger. Okay? So everybody under column 1, please. That means everybody's eyes are on it, and you track with your writing hand. Track with your writing hand. Okay, word 1 is contraction. What word?
Contraction.
Spell contraction. Get ready?
CONTRACTION.
Word 2 is palace. What word?
Palace.
Spell palace. Get ready?
PALACE.
Word 3, what word?
Guard.
Spell guard. Get ready?
GUARD.
Word 4, what word?
Language.
Spell language. Get ready?
LANGUAGE.
Oh, that was great. Let's read those words again the fast way. Word 1, what word?
Contraction.
Word 2, what word?
Palace.
Word 3, what word?
Guard.
Word 4, what word?
Language.
Excellent. Column 2, please. Word 1, what word?
Difference.
Word 2, what word?
Finger.
Word 3, what word?
Rhyme.
Word 4, what word?
Smoothly.
Oh, excellent. Let's do it the fast way. Word one, what word?
Different.
Oh, I skipped one. Oh my goodness. Word five, what word?
Apostrophe.
That word is apostrophe. What word?
Apostrophe.
Apostrophe. Get ready?
Apostrophe.
And what word was it?
Apostrophe.
Okay, let's do them the fast way this time. Word one, what word?
Difference.
Word two, what word?
Finger.
Word three, what word?
Rhyme.
Word four, what word?
Smoothly.
Word five, what word?
Apostrophe.
Good. So that's just a little example of how we start the reading lesson, and then we have vocabulary sentences that they learn throughout the school year and are expected to remember what the meanings of the words are. And if you have looked at the homework at all, you know that the questions come back again and again and again and again. So there's a lot of reinforcement, and you know, hopefully it gets super glued up there. So you may put that in your desk, scholars, and then we are going to tell the parents about caterpillars. This is Caterpillars by Eileen Fisher.
What do caterpillars do? Nothing much but chew and chew. What do caterpillars know? Nothing much but how to grow. They just eat what by and by will make them be a butterfly. But that is more than I can do, however much I chew and chew.
And then that's kind of, we're going to get a little more serious here. We're going to do the one that we did at the concert, Cities and Thrones and Towers. And at the concert I made a remark about how this is kind of a very adult poem. However, it's from a book of children's poetry. It's by Rudyard Kipling, and the reason that I decided to have them memorize this is because we talked so much about all the power struggles that were throughout all the medieval history that we studied this year. So it's kind of along that line, and we did go over the meaning of it to give them some concept of the comparison between a daffodil and you know, a kingdom and a power. So just in case I get goofed up, I have my notes. So are you ready?
Cities and thrones and powers stand in time's eye, almost as long as flowers which daily die. But as new buds put forth to glad new men, out of the spent and unconsidered earth, the cities rise again. This season's daffodil, she never hears what change, what chance, what chill cut down last year's, but with bold countenance and knowledge small, esteems her 7 days continuance to be perpetual. So time that is o'erkind to all that be, ordains us e'en as blind, as bold as she, that in our very death and burial sure, shadow to shadow, well persuaded, saith, see how our works endure.
Okay, now we're going to begin giving you kind of a recap of the different areas of history that we studied. So I need my first 10 scholars to come up.
Story that was Rome. Rome struggled against the barbarians who were trying to take over Roman territory. The Roman army had become so weak that the emperor hired barbarians to fight other barbarians. As the empire fell in the west to the barbarians, little was recorded. all belong to the same kingdom, or obey the same king. One king asked another tribes, Angles and Saxons, from across the water, to come help him fight. They liked the Green Island so much, more of them came. Soon they began driving the Celts off their land. Christianity comes to Britain. Many people from different lands followed Christianity, and most followed one leader, the Pope. After rescuing some boys from a slavery market, they told him of their home, Britain. He sent the boys with Augustine and 40 men to establish Christianity in Britain. Augustine built monasteries and churches. He became Archbishop of Canterbury, leader of the British Church. The Roman Empire got so big that it split in two. The eastern part was known as the Byzantine Empire. It was small at first, but strong emperors started to conquer countries around them. The strongest and most famous of these emperors was Justinian, and he ruled with his wife Theodora, who was smart and energetic and helped with the decisions. It's not here. The rise of Islam. Muhammad went to pray in a cave and had a vision. He saw a silk scroll floating in the air. Words were written on it in letters of fire. He told his wife and family. At first, he only had 6 followers, but after several years of preaching, he was chased out of Mecca. Many in Medina embraced his teaching. We call the collection of his teaching the Quran. The great dynasties of China. Yangdi, the last Shui emperor, treated the Chinese people like his slaves. He had the Great Canal built, but the people were angry. Li Yun founded a new dynasty, the Tang dynasty. The 300 years of Tang rule was the golden age of China. The people became wealthy, printing books and eating fancy food like ice cream and dumplings out of lacquer bowls. East of China. In Japan, the Yamato leaders conquered and became the emperors. They knew they had to be good rulers, so they borrowed ideas on how to run their country from China and Korea. Soon, all the important people in Japan spoke and wrote Chinese. But when China marched into Korea, Japan cut off contact, began to write, paint, dress, and think its own way. The Kingdom of the Franks. When Clovis was 20, he set out to make Gaul into one empire. He married Princess Clotilda from one tribe, fought other tribes, and became ruler over all Gaul. While conquering his empire, Clovis became a Christian. His empire was known as the Frankish Empire. Today we call this part of the world France after the Franks. The Great Kings of France. Charles Martel worked hard to win the throne of France. When he heard that the Islamic armies had blown through Spain and were coming his way, he gathered his army.
and went to meet them. Charles hammered at the while the greatest king of France was Marco's grandson, Charlemagne. He made the king prosperous and Christian.
The arrival of the Norsemen. Eric the Red settled in Greenland, but Leif the son wanted to find a better place to live. Leif had heard tales of lands in the North Atlantic. He bought a boat and set off with a crew. After many days, they found rich land, trees, and grapes. Other dreamers followed Leif's path to live by land of the lakes of North America.
Nice. Have a seat. Who has seen the wind? By Christina Rossetti.
Who has seen the wind? Neither I nor you. But when the leaves hang trembling, the wind is passing through. Who has seen the wind? Neither you nor I. But when the trees bow down their heads, the wind is passing by.
Next, we're going to recite a different era of history. We're going to talk about one of our most famous presidents, Abraham Lincoln. This poem is by Nancy Turner.
There was a boy of other days, a quiet, awkward, earnest lad, who trudged long, weary miles to get a book on which his heart was set, and then no candle had. He was too poor to buy a lamp, but very wise in woodman's ways. He gathered seeds in bough and stem, and crisping leaf, and kindled them into a ruddy blaze. Then as he lay full length and red, the firelight flickered on his face, and etched his shadow on the loom, and made a picture in the room, in that most humble place. The hard years came, the hard years went, but gentle, brave, and strong of will, he met them all, and when today we see his pictured face, we say, there's light upon it still.
I was just thinking as we were reciting that it would be maybe good to have an audience all the time. Everyone is participating. Really, it's just fantastic. Not that everybody doesn't do that all the time. But okay, my next group.
Chapter 50, the first king of England. Waxes watched the Viking invasion with fear. He appointed Alfred to be their leader. He had to hide until he gathered a strong army. They surrounded Guthrum the Viking until he agreed to go away. Alfred truly became a king, but the king who followed Alfred lost their land. When the Normans took over the Battle of Hastings, in came William. England after the conquest. After William the Conqueror became king, the Normans came in and changed England forever. They changed their way of living to a feudal system. The language changed as French words became popular. Now it was the Norman knights who owned the land, building their castles out of stone and allowing the peasants to farm the land for a price. Knights and samurais. England wasn't the only country that had a feudal system. Farther to the east, Japan also had knights and lords. They were called samurai. They wore armor made out of iron plates with helmets that were shaped into faces, often with elaborate iron mustaches. They fought with curved swords called katanas, decorated with gold and jewels.
The Age of Crusades. When Muslim warriors fought to spread Islam across the world, other countries were fighting. Eventually, the Muslim warriors didn't let the Jews and Christians visit the holy city Jerusalem. The Byzantine Empire asked for help. The Pope answered by calling the knights and Christian kingdoms, promising them forgiveness if they recaptured Jerusalem.
A new kind of king. When Richard the Lion-Hearted died, John, his brother, claimed the throne. But the noblemen didn't respect him. He taxed the people so hard that the noblemen revolted. They made John sign a paper that describes new laws that the king himself had to follow. He couldn't take any money unless he was given permission. He couldn't throw a nobleman in jail without cause. Legislatura. After the Jews revolted, the Romans destroyed Jerusalem and the Jews were dispersed through many lands. The Jews were often treated with persecution because they believed in their God above all other authorities. So the Jews were often mistreated. In Spain, they found some freedom because the Muslim leaders were friendlier toward Judaism.
Bolton?
Mongol Devastates. The Mongol tribes never tried to invade China until Genghis Khan became their